Was that in heaven? Like, did he see that in heaven? And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns. What I'm saying is, he saw this thing coming down out of heaven. He saw these things in heaven too. He didn't see none of these things on earth. He's saying, I saw these things in heaven. This wonder appeared in heaven.
Which heaven was he talking about?
Well, right. And when it say that, the whole thing is that, okay, the city, I believe a city gonna come out the sky, but I know that there is no woman in the sky with a sun on, with a moon on, and with a crown of 12 stars. Well, if that's not the case, do Jesus literally hold 7 stars in his hand and stand in front of 7 golden candlesticks all the time? No. It symbolized something. He showed that because he wanted John to see something. And it was explaining something to him and what he's seen, and it was on him to ask through the Spirit, what do these things I saw mean? We can't just say, well, yeah, Jesus always walk around holding these 7 stars in his hand like Skittles or something. So all I'm saying is that everything is up to be looked at. When it said he ruled, it said he ruled the nations with a rod of iron. That don't mean he literally holding an iron club, and when people get out of hand, he beat them with it. So all I'm saying is that all of these things, we can't say everything is literal or throw everything in symbolism either. What I'm saying is that it's a language. I'll ask this one question before I go. Carl, do you believe that the Most High came down on the mountain when he spoke to the children of Israel so that they could believe Moses forever that he really did talk to God and not some figment of his imagination?
Did he really come down?
Did he really come down, and did Moses really see the back parts of the Most High in the mountain in Exodus and all of that? Did all of that really happen?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. But why did he say in the prophets that he spoke to them from heaven if he literally was on the mountain and not like way up in the 3rd heaven somewhere? Why did he say, he said the Most High spoke to the children of Israel from heaven?
If I go up on the top of a building down to you, I'm talking to you from heaven.
Okay, I ain't got no problem with that, brother. That's right. Even though he was on earth, he was still speaking to them from heaven. So what I'm saying is, when you saw this city, when you see this city coming out the sky, huh? Who is that?
This brother Hodge, how you doing?
Hey, what's up? Yeah,
hey,
go ahead, bro.
I just wanted to ask, I know we talking about symbolic, figurative, and literal. You know, I'm still dealing with the temple, brother. I'm not trying to take you back. I'm just saying, in Revelation 7:15,
yeah.
I was wondering, where do y'all see this time period when it says, therefore, are they before the throne of God and serve him day and night in his temple? And he sitteth on the throne. He that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. Do you see that as a physical temple? And what time period? Because we talking about somebody serving day and night in his temple. If we the temple of God, is it saying that these holy beings or these spirit beings, once again, is a spirit testifying to us, or is this a place that they at in this temple actually serving the Most High?
Okay, I think I get that question. And you said in Revelation 7:15?
Yes, sir.
In Revelation 7:15, well, I'll say this. I don't know where to put everything, because at the same time as them people serve him in his temple, they also took their robes they was wearing and made them white, even though they washed them in the blood of the Lamb. So what I'm saying is we going from allegory to literal, allegory to literal, allegory to literal. Like, okay, no, these people literally did not stand at a river, wash some literal clothes white, or there was literally blood. But that means something. So what do it mean that they were day and night in his temple? If I can't take the sentence above it literally, who assumes that I could just take that literally? And it says, and they shall be in the midst of the throne of the Lamb's throne, and he gonna lead them unto living fountains of water. So what is the living fountains of water that they go and drink from as the Lamb lead them from his throne? Is that literal, like water springs like Yosemite National Park?
He said his words, you know what I'm saying, is living water. It's the spirit and life and living water.
Right, so
man, I know what you're saying, brother. We can't, it's like either we juggle with it or we take it, you know. So I know what you're saying, brother. The reason I'm asking is because if these people or spirit beings, they serving them in this temple day and night, and I know you made a context that Paul was saying that we was the temple,
right,
and he does say that.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking if we the temple of the Most High.
Here, there.
Or day and night.
In Revelation 7 and 15, all I understand that language to, all I could say the best that I could understand it right now is that language says to me that him and his people are one. Because if they are the temple all together, they'll never stop being the temple. But even when they come into this quote unquote city, him and the Lamb are the temple, and there is no literal temple of it. They are the temple of it. To me, that shows that when they are together, they shall be in him. He is the temple that they are serving in day and night. Because
that's the same thing I brought up with the Revelation 19 and 4, dealing with the 24 elders. Because the 24 elders don't be around him, and we know them gonna be spiritual beings.
Well, I think that's I put it like this. I don't know if I can say that 100%. See, I'm being honest on what I can. If you can say that 100%, you better than me right now, because I can't say it 100%. You know.
First Chronicles 24 1 through 19 tell you who the 24 elders is. The sons of Aaron. 2 got killed, 2 had sons, 16 came from one and 8 came from the other one, and they was to do the same thing in the future. I mean, in the past they were going to do in the future. And you don't read about no 24 elders till you go to the day of the Lord.
Right.
Well, but who are we to assume that that's who they are? How can we assume that's who they are?
Because they work in the temple, and just as Zerubbabel built it in his hands, got to finish it. The same ones that did the office, and now they office forever, just like Joshua,
the high priest.
He gonna be the high priest forever.
Well, you know what? Hey,
they gonna be the king forever, and these people got places and things to do within the kingdom. Yeah, Levites. But they gonna purify the Levites and give them their office back. So what they gonna do?
Well, look, if Joshua is high priest forever, cool. But Zadok was also promised that as well. And his sons to get it as well. So how many high priests will there be?
We would have to put their credentials down.
Hey, you know what? You know what? Hey, with Elijah asking that question he asked, it just leads to so much that you like, yo, in verse 14, you can't say that. Well, I put it like this. We can't just point that all of that is literal. And in verse 17, there isn't literal fountains with water springing out of them. We explaining what the water is. We explaining what the washing of their robes is, and what the blood of the Lamb is, and how they can be made white in blood. Because we know white clothes can't be made white in literal blood. But then when we get to the temple, that's literal. That's a literal building.
Let's say something.
We can't assume that.
Let's get the story. From what I understand, there is a difference between the tabernacle in the heaven and the concept temple, the physical temple, and what is referred to later as the community in Messiah as being the temple, and being the capstone, the cornerstone, and the capstone, the beginner and the finisher of things. When let's talk about visions and about prophecy, obviously it's about another dimension. Because the dimension of heaven is so unlike our earthly dimension. So when heaven tries to explain something about their world, their dimension, they will ultimately use symbols which we are accustomed to. the 3D world. There is the animals, bricks, stones, trees, water, oceans, seas, whatever.
Deborah.
That's the translation.
Deborah. Hey, Deborah, I'm not trying to interrupt your point. I just wanted to say, because it's 7:30 and I have to cut out. So I just wanted to say shalom to everybody. Thanks for the conversation. God willing, I'm going to try to make it on again. If not tomorrow, Friday, if the huddle is on Friday. But it's 7:30 and I have to cut out. I actually been on a half hour longer than I was supposed to because I got a studio appointment. But I understand what's being said. I hope that in everything I said, I'm not totally looked at as like, yo, you out your tree. But I can only really say what me and my brothers and sisters up here have found over our years of study and the things that we not hearing be taught in a lot of classes. People are being taught a lot, but it's a lot that they're not being taught. And so I put it out there. And, you know, do with it what you will, because each person working out their own salvation with fear and trembling. I'm not here to change what you believe or anything. Everybody gonna walk as he or she is convinced. So thanks for letting me share. And, you know, it was decent. I didn't feel offended by anybody. Hopefully I didn't offend nobody. And I'm just going to continue to search this scripture along with the brothers and sisters so that we won't be deceived.
Indeed, brother, indeed.
All right, well, everybody, let's say peace because I got to go too. And with that said.
All right, everybody. That's the end of the conversation. Pretty much, I think I got enough to go on between Monday us talking and Wednesday, which is today us talking. I got about 3 or 4 hours worth of stuff. I'm gonna put it up on YouTube, Facebook. You'll hear it. Everyone to be able to just judge for themselves what makes sense to you, what you are convinced of in the scripture. I'm not here once again to make anybody believe anything, but just put out there what the Most High is showing us, and just showing when you put it up on the table with other things that you hearing that people may believe or may not believe. Hopefully through all that muck and mire, you can pull out the truth and be closer to the understanding that the Most High wants from us. So with that, once again, y'all, I'll say shalom.